Starting with list iteration here. In this example, I have one list with 5 elements in it, and the list name is signified by this variable list. Now, using a for loop, I want to iterate through the list. So just look at this top portion of the code for which we have this portion of the output. I just try to divide the portion of the program through these arrows over here. So the first arrow is for this first print statement. So just try to emphasize on this portion of the program. So it says, um, so can we iterate over the list using a for loop? So it's true. Using the index I, one index variable, if I try to iterate over the list variable, this is the syntax. So then I just try to print I. So, in the for loop, using this type of syntax, um, to iterate over the list, if you want to perform any other operation on the list also, just use the for loop and try to write your code inside the for loop. So for print I, it's now printing all the indexes in the list. So I value will get incremented each time while iterating through the list, like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So when it reaches the end of the list, there it will stop printing and come outside of the for loop. Now next, another way of iterating over a list. Suppose this is our list. I'm trying to first get the length of the list, which is 5 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 elements, and the indexing is starting with 0, and the end index will be the length minus 1, which is equals to 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the length is here 4. Now, can we iterate over the list using the length of the list? Yeah, it's true. So how to do that? We need to use to iterate over the list now using the length, we need to use the range function. Okay. So range means within the range of the length of the list, that is 4, I will be able to print the list elements. Again, I cannot directly use I need to use the list name along with the index variable I value. So the loop will iterate over the range of the length, that is 4, on the list, and it will print all the elements with having this type of syntax, the list variable name along with the index variable I. So which will print each specified element in each position inside the list. This was one way of using the range function to iterate over the list. There is another way. Suppose, say, rather than just having the elements in the list, you need to print individual indexes along with the elements linked to it. So, index 1 containing 3, index 2 containing 5, index 3 containing 7, and then index 4 containing 9. So, how to do that? Here, this is our list. Now, in the for loop, we are going to make some changes. So, in the for loop, we need to have one index variable for printing the index of um, all the elements in the list, and then to print the values we have another for loop variable to iterate over the list. Now I'm going to use the enumerate function on the list. What it does, it will enumerate or iterate through the list, and it can give us the index and the value as well with having a comma in between them. So that is why we are getting it in this format in the output. This is how you can, there are different ways, these are the different ways to iterate over the list.